In 2019, if you're not doing the strategy I'm about to share with you, you're leaving money on the table and you're leaving customers off your list.
Ladies and gentlemen, what is going to happen in 2019? Is your business going to grow? What is the new trend in marketing and sales that's going to come along? What's going to happen to your competition? We are going to answer that on today's episode of the Empire Podcast. I'm Craig Ballantyne and here with Bedros Keuilian. Bedros, what warning do you have for us?
Good Lord, 2019 is coming and everybody wants to know what the year is going to bring them.
Yeah.
Now, here's what I do know is that the winter is coming. I don't know if winter is coming in 2019 or if it's coming in 2020, but I can tell you that winter is coming, and a lot of people will ask, what do you mean winter is coming? Let me explain. There was maybe about a year and a half ago, Craig and I were speaking at an event, Genius Network event. Right?
Yeah, with Tony.
And Tony Robbins was on stage right before you and I got up on stage, and I was getting mic'd up back there, and I remember Tony Robbins just clapping his big hands saying, look, winter is coming, winter is coming. Anybody can thrive in summer and spring. Any business can thrive in summer and spring, but when winter comes, when the economy crashes, when the interest rates go up, when something happens that's unpredictable, how is your business going to survive? And I'll tell you what, folks, it's historically proven that when winter comes, so many businesses fall apart. So you got to prepare for the winter. In other words, what are you going to do to differentiate yourself, to stand out from the competition, to make more money, and to gobble up the competition? Most people, Craig, I don't believe, are prepared for the upcoming winter.
Well, I would say that you are correct. I really think it's coming pretty darn soon. But you started FitBody in our last winter, right?
Yeah. In fact, let's talk about that real quick. I started FitBody Bootcamp and started the building of it, the idea of it, 2008, 2009, right when the economy crashed. Interestingly enough, Gary Vaynerchuk started VaynerMedia 2009, right on the heels of the economy crash.
Okay.
And so while most people will contract, they'll go into save mode.
Get scared.
Right? They get scared. They contract their money, meaning they don't use money to grow anymore. They try and go into save mode. They bury their head. The aggressive marketer, entrepreneur, empire builder is going to take advantage of winter and gobble up their competition. And the way I saw it was this. Now is the time for me to build FitBody Bootcamp because there wasn't that many people marketing on Facebook because everybody was contracting, which means the cost of getting a lead is substantially cheaper, right?
Yep.
And so while everyone thinks that, you have to launch a business during the best times of economy, in reality, the biggest money that's made, whether you're Gary Vaynerchuk or you're Bedros Keuilian or probably thousands of other people who built their wealth on the heels of that economic crash in 2008, you got to take advantage of winter and be able to have courage when everyone else is operating out of fear.
Yeah, and in addition to courage, it's also important to have cash. And so now, as you're making money, hand over fist, hopefully, make sure that you're saving some of that cash. My friend Simon Black likes to call it dry powder. Dry powder for when winter comes. And now you can gobble up your competition who wasn't wise with their money and let things fall apart.
You know what? A few episodes ago on the Inside Look episode, we had Patrick Bet-David.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he talked about, is that he is stockpiling cash because he feels, knows, and is almost...
He's been around.
And he knows the winter is coming and he's about to gobble up his competition. And that's when you see businesses take these monumental leaps. Like most businesses that are doing well will continue to grow, in a linear fashion. But all of a sudden, the economy crashes and people who have cash, Simon Blacks and Patrick Bet-Davids and you and I are in a position to have these exponential growth phases. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What else is coming?
The robots are coming.
In 2019, we got robots coming.
Right, the robots are coming. So the other day I'm at dinner. I'm with Jason Capital, and I'm with my other friend Sean in New York City.
Yeah.
And Sean actually is the CEO of Sovereign Man, which is owned by that Simon Black guy. And we were talking about how they are testing AI marketing already. So we've all heard about AI, artificial intelligence, and we're like, yeah, whatever. That's like 5 years, 10 years down the future. But it is coming faster. And Peter Diamandis, the guy who's the X-Prize guy, he was on a webinar with Tony Robbins, and they were talking about how technology is accelerating faster than you think. So we are going to see in 2019 established companies, not just like kids playing around with this stuff, but established companies using artificial intelligence for their marketing. You know, whether it's creating email content or whether it's segmenting lists automatically, we're going to see this happening. And you know, Joel Marion presented at my big event on the weekend, the Perfect Life Retreat, and he talked about knowing your numbers, and you can really benefit, you can use these robots to your advantage by sorting your data, figuring out your numbers to make your business stronger. And if you know your numbers going into winter, you can fight off the competition, fight off the robots, and you can really, really thrive in these somewhat scary times. But I think there's probably some other ways that people can, we don't want to scare people about 2019, right. But
no, 2019 is going to be a great
year.
It's just most people don't realize that we're going into a year where there's going to be a lot of changes where technology is concerned. Remember, there used to be a time where the iPhone even came out every couple years, and now it seems like they bring out a phone, and then within a year's cycle, they bring out another one. When you look at the number of updates that Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube are having on a weekly basis now, it used to be like every month they would update their platform. And so because the update cycles are faster, 2019 is going to be a very monumental year for people who have speed of implementation on their side. In fact, where robots are concerned, and I know I was guilty of this with Instagram. I wasn't guilty of this with Facebook, but with Instagram. When Instagram came out, I'm like, oh, it's just another online platform. And then, look, Facebook is dominating. Why would I need to go on Instagram when Facebook is dominating? I'm spending tens of millions of dollars every year on Facebook to buy traffic, and our business was thriving. But I came on board Facebook late 2014, almost 2015.
Instagram or Facebook?
I'm sorry, Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah. I came on this, and I should have come on board sooner.
So should I.
Right?
2017.
Yeah. Yeah. And so because of that, it was a painful learning curve for me. And most people need to understand that when this artificial intelligence kicks in, if you have 100,000 people on your email list, and I do, and I've invested in the AI platform where it can segment the list, it can tell me even better open rates, exactly what time to mail out, and you think, oh, I don't want to pay for that extra form of intelligence, I'll just keep mailing out like I used to, you're going to get eaten up. So really where 2019 is concerned, technology is going to be on the forefront of everything, from social media to email marketing to probably even smart, like the ManyChat.
Yeah.
Look at the ManyChat. Talk about smart communication platforms that will sit there and qualify people for you. Once they're qualified, then they'll pitch that lead to a sales rep.
Yeah.
And so you've got to be willing to invest in that and be an early adopter and not think that, oh, you know, it's just a phase and it'll pass.
Yeah, absolutely. That is going to be a game changer for us. And the thing is, on the other side is that human emotion is still something that we can use to our leverage. I mean, maybe the AI is going to eventually figure it out, but right now we still have a golden era of human emotion that we can use with Instagram. And how are you, or even in any of our marketing, including what you guys are doing better than anybody else, which are what I call hero videos. I don't know what you call them, but it's a really great term.
That's exactly what we call them.
Good.
And so one thing we're doing to sell our franchises, I mean, when you're selling a $30,000 franchise and asking people to sign a 7-year franchise agreement at $997 a month franchise royalty fee, that's a high ticket sale. And yes, you can sell your franchise with logic and talk about how it's a turnkey system and how you're going to get, you know, support, and we have done for you funnels and all that. Logic works, but everybody connects deeper with emotion. And we all connect deeper with emotion and then justify the logic through emotion. And so we create these hero stories. For example, right now, as we're filming this, it's Veterans Day. Actually, today is Veterans Day. And Ben Jones, who is a Fit Body Bootcamp owner, and he owns 7 Fit Body Bootcamps in Arizona, he was in the Army and he was a military police. And we sent our film crew out there last year to film him.
Okay.
And you know, he was in his fatigues, he's walking through the barracks, and we were able to kind of get the National Army Reserve there, let us get on board their barracks. And he's shooting a rifle, and then you see him get into his civilian clothes and running his Fit Body Bootcamp.
Got it.
We showed an emotional story of an American soldier who is in service of his country, but still wants to take care of his family, his community, and has a passion for health and fitness. And that one video every year sells more and more franchises for us of people who are first responders, police, firefighters, and military. And during this time of the season, during this Veterans Day, Memorial Day holidays is when we launch that video on Facebook, buy traffic with it, and then drive that traffic to our sales reps, right? And so we have that, listen, if we want more female owners, we have literally female hero case studies of Fit Body Bootcamp owners who are, tell the story of, look, I couldn't even afford diapers. We have one Fit Body Bootcamp owner, her name is Stacy Cutler. She's told this story off stage at Fitness Business Summit. Man, before she joined Fit Body Bootcamp, when she had her baby, when the doctors and the nurses walked out of the hospital room, she got up and she stole a whole bunch of diapers and put it in her bag because she knew that she didn't have enough money to even buy her new baby diapers, right? And we have her tell that story again, and we kind of depict it in the video. And so if you can make these hero stories and not just be logical about your product or service, I don't care if you have apparel or supplements or a franchise like I do, or a coaching consulting business, whatever it is that you have, you've got to get a case study, someone who's a walking, talking billboard of your product or service, and go deep into their story and identify why they're a hero. And people who identify with them will end up buying more of your products and services.
No, that's a game changer. Absolutely. Absolutely. So there's that aspect of the hero marketing, and anybody can make these videos. And what I tell people to do is, you've taught me this very well, is that music that goes with it. And you can get royalty-free soundtracks that just have this emotional heart tug music. You have to have that. And then you simply ask a couple of questions to somebody, and then you do some B-roll. And the questions go like this. It'll simply be, where were you before you started coaching with me, or before you found Fit Body? Where were you in life? Point A, the prison that you were in. And then what was the big breakthrough that you had with the coaching, or as a Fit Body client or a Fit Body owner? What was the big breakthrough you had there? And then what were the actual specific results that you got? How much money did you make? How many locations do you own? How much weight did you lose? Whatever it is that you're helping people with. And then finally, who would you recommend this for? Specifically, right? Yeah. You want to be as specific as possible. Yeah. When you have those 4 questions, great music, some really cool B-roll. Like I just did one where we were at Speed Vegas with one of my clients. He owns this company called Speed Vegas. Exotic cars, we were driving stuff, drifting, all these cool stuff. But then he had an emotional story of how he was at the Vegas shooting. Then he came to one of my events, got the business of his dreams. Now his family is great, his business is great, all through the coaching, and it just makes for a powerful story, right?
Yeah. And now most people might be thinking, well, listen, what if I don't have the crew to send out okay, it's great. I'm looking forward to 2019. I want to make a lot more money, make a bigger impact, but I don't have the film crew to send out to get the hero story. That's okay. You could always just take a picture with your client who's successful, and then on social media, tell that hero story. Yeah. See, in 2019, more than ever, people want to connect with people versus just your story of, hey, look, I look amazing, or hey, look, I made more money, or hey, look, I fly in private jets. They want to know what is the impact that you're having. So go ahead and take a picture with a client who's been successful, share their story instead. And when you share their story and their journey, you're going to have a deeper connection. And then you can follow that up with, if you vibe with this, you might want to come to my next workshop, or in my case, you might want to go to fitbodybootcamp.com and fill out a franchise agreement, or in your case, you might want to come to the Perfect Life Retreat. Yeah. And before you know it, you've got an audience who's ready to pay.
Yeah, but I will challenge you, and I'll say with an iPhone and some of the software and doodads that you got these days, you can definitely make that content, because that's something that everybody's really just a social media machine these days.
Yeah, so you're doing something pretty cool, man, with Instagram. You got on board Instagram 2 years after me, and I dare say you use it better than me. We're generating money.
You still teach me a few things, but
Well, I'm trying to keep teaching you is, hey, upgrade to the iPhone 10.
Right.
I think I'm trying to teach you right now. But in all seriousness, how are you using? Because you've got this metric, and every time I speak from stage, I always give you credit for it. That hey, Craig's taught me that we need to get $2 per new user per month, or per new follower per month, right?
Yeah.
1, how did you get that metric? 2, how do you get that conversion to happen? Because you're just a pro at that.
Well, yeah, so it's just through the experience of me going through and selling stuff through the Instagram direct message system that I have, and making the content, leading sometimes to phone calls and through the application forms, all that stuff. And just the experience showed me that was the rate. And then I started coaching coaches to do it. I started coaching real estate agents to do it. I started coaching people who have even products to do it. And that's about the going rate, that you should be able to get $2 per follower. And the reason is because you're not a robot. You got human emotion. And so you mentioned before, like you kind of dismissed that Instagram itself just might be a passing fad. And I didn't join it till February 15th, 2017. And then just at my event on
You would remember the date, wouldn't you?
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, it was right after Valentine's Day, so I always remember that.
Sure.
And so a bunch of people this weekend said they couldn't believe how many people, they didn't ask, when they made all these connections at my event, they didn't ask for a business card, they didn't ask for a text message, they didn't ask for an email, they said, what's your Instagram? Instagram is the new business card for a lot of people. And so this thing is still got legs, it's got a lot of room, that's the social media that everybody's moving towards. It's just so easy to share, and that's where you need to get into. And then in addition to that, I'll say the great thing about Instagram is the multiple ways that you can use video to portray that human emotion, whether it is videos on your feed, when I try to do at least one video on your feed per week, daily video stories, and then the cool thing that I've talked about before is let's switch from text message to video direct message just to do those quick messages. So today, I've already done video messages with somebody from Holland. I've done video messages with somebody from Australia. I've done video messages with multiple people in America and Canada who were at my event, and also somebody who traveled all the way from England to my event. I did video messages with them. And it's just that, hey, just quick, hey, awesome, thanks so much. Or when a lot of people who were at the event said, they were really skeptical of me. They were like, this is another event. I don't know if, they were just getting the email marketing. And then they reached out through Instagram. Then I got back to them with a video message, 5-second video message, just like, hey, great to hear from you, man. I'm going to send you all the details below. And you could actually do, like you mentioned, you and I were talking before about having a custom video just off screen about just making, not a custom video, but a generic video for messages. You can just have a generic 5-second video that you could upload and send to somebody as well. But I try and make real videos, the ones that disappear, and just tell them that the text message below will have all the information in it. But it's a human touch.
You know what's funny is, as you and I have talked about more and more about Instagram being a business card, it truly is. When you think about a business card, it might have, if you're lucky, a smart entrepreneur might use both sides of the card, right?
Yeah.
And they might put a little saying, but otherwise, if it's a real estate agent, it'll be their picture, the organization they work for, Century 21 or whatever.
Phone number.
Phone number, what they do.
Figure out.
Maybe a website. But when you tell people what your Instagram is, and they can instantly go and follow you.
Yeah.
One, the first thing they're going to see is, obviously, when they land on your page, is your profile. Like, what is the description that you write under your profile?
Well, I'm going right to the numbers. I'm like, because I check how many people follow them and how many people do they follow. And if you follow more people than you have followers, I'm like instantly like, okay, this person's a joker, right? Because
really?
Especially if they follow thousands of people, you know that they were one of those people who tried to do the follow, unfollow shtick. And you're like, oh, so you clearly don't get marketing, you don't get personal communication. I'll give you a second chance here, but that first impression is not so bueno.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because how you structure that your profile page is everything. And exactly what you said. The number of people you're following versus the number of people that are following you. Whether if you say public figure, if you've got your name and then it says, like mine, it says Bedros Keuilian and then it says entrepreneur underneath. Yeah. If you say public figure or entrepreneur, but then you have like 140 followers, you're not a public figure.
No.
Period.
No.
Don't put public figure, because now the message you're sending, as Craig said, first impressions are everything. The message you're sending is, in my head, I think I want to be a public figure. But the reality is,
I'm an influencer. I got 118 followers.
Right. Don't write that stuff that you're not. And then instead, go and write the accolades that you have. So mine says CEO of Fit Body Bootcamp with a little arm flexing.
Yep.
3 times Inc. 5000, an Entrepreneur 500 listed company.
Yep.
700 plus gyms worldwide, national best-selling author, and the Empire Show, and then a link to an Empire episode. And if you just look at
let's be brutally honest, and you can say it. You don't have to it's not going to make me feel bad. You've got the blue check mark. You can say it. All right. I don't have the blue check mark.
I did see someone do something creative. You know how you can write your name and put an emoji next to it? Somebody wrote their name and put a little diamond, which is kind of like a light blue diamond.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I had to do a double take one time. But listen, if you can get verified, it does help you, because all those things buy you credibility and authority. So number one, if you're not filling out your profile completely like I have, like Craig is about to talk about his, you should. Number two, all of your posts better be congruent around 1 or 2 specific messages. Like mine's about peak performance, reaching your fullest potential, especially as an entrepreneur. Of course, I talk about mindset, etc., but it all is geared towards being an entrepreneur. You won't find 1 minute I'm promoting a protein line, next minute an apparel line, next minute I'm saying be an entrepreneur, next minute I'm asking who's got a job for me, right? You know, I do tree trimming.
I got a job for you, buddy. I got some ditches that can be dug.
Right. So what do you got? I'm curious.
All right. So I have Craig Ballantyne, author of The Perfect Day Formula, creator of Turbulence Training, arm flex, Perfect Life Workshop, boom, Empire Podcast, and then a link to Social Story Selling System, which is my Instagram course. So we have that. Now, I will say, I was just with a smart Instagrammer yesterday, and they knew my story system very well, and I was like, okay, give it to me straight. How can my profile be better? And he goes, you need a little bit more professional stuff, because I'm a pretty raw guy. I put that stuff out there pretty quick, and he's like, listen, you've got access. You just had this big event. Put a little bit more high quality, polished stuff on my page. So that's one thing that I'm working on. But I will say that my video of me singing karaoke for the first time has 4,000 views of me doing the Bon Jovi song here.
Is that one of your higher views?
Yeah, it is one of my higher views of me.
I love that. I watched that 4 times.
Yes.
So 4 of those views are me.
Yeah.
All right, but folks, again, going into 2019, I'm telling you right now, when people still ask me for business cards when I'm speaking at an event or whatever, and I instantly tell them, hey, go to Instagram right now. Because remember what you can do. You've got a chance for 1 link as well.
Right.
And so most of the time, the link in my profile goes to Man Up. And let me just share something. In 2019, if you're not doing the strategy I'm about to share with you, you're leaving money on the table and you're leaving customers off your list. Most of the time, the link in my bio on my Instagram profile is to manup.com, my book's homepage. And the reason for that is, 1, we use a Facebook pixel on that page. So as soon as you hit that page, I'm building an audience on Facebook, and I can retarget you and get you to buy my book, number 1.
Yeah, same with my course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Number 2, when you go to manup.com, there's an opportunity for you to give me your email address for a free course. So I'm trying to take you from Instagram and put you on my email list, right? And of course, number 3 is if you were to buy my book, and I don't care if you buy it from manup.com, from Amazon, from Barnes & Noble, but by promoting my book there, my book really ends up being a 182-page sales letter that tells you who I am, what my vision and values are, and how I can help you. Yeah. That book has bought me more authority. The book's been out 8 weeks, and we've already sold 7 franchises because of it.
Great.
Right? Because people said, hey, I bought it, I jive with you, I connect with you, and I dedicated half of 1 chapter to talking about why create a Fit Body Bootcamp, who it's right for and who it's not right for. And when people read that, they get qualified. So I'm telling you guys this right now, that your Instagram account in 2019 and beyond is going to be your biggest and best calling card.
Absolutely, absolutely. So 2019 is going to be a game changer of a year. I'm super excited for it. You're super excited for it. Fit Body's going to go to the moon. We're going to have a great time, and we have taken care of you today so that you know what to do to prepare to have cash on hand and grow your business faster next year.
Hey, thank you so much for joining us on the Empire Podcast Show. The best way you can thank us is to leave a 5-star review on iTunes, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast platform. And of course, leave a comment and share this podcast with a friend. And if you'd like to grow your business to the highest level of success, go to bedroskeuilian.com/empire and fill out the application where you can join myself and Craig Ballantyne in the Empire Mastermind group.